Today we get to talk about having a sense of an opponent in Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a martial art, and even though it's slow and gentle, we still need to understand what those movements are all about. If you don't have a sense of an opponent, you might as well just go into a room and wave your hands around like this. Understanding why you're doing what you're doing is actually a very important piece. And we're going to look at it in terms today of what makes the movements, why do we want to do them, what makes them effective. And that comes back to what we've been talking about over the past few weeks of the principles of Tai Chi are actually what bring you the benefits of Tai Chi. And integrating the principles into what we're doing also helps each move be effective as a martial art move. Take pushing Chi, for example. We've talked about pushing Chi in terms of moving from your Dantian, keeping your columns intact, making sure your stance is wide enough, making sure that you lower your center of gravity. We talk about all those different principles as we want to apply them in pushing Chi. But why do we want to apply those principles to pushing Chi? It's not to make pushing Chi the perfect movement, right? It's not to make pushing Chi perfect. We apply those principles to make pushing Chi effective. We apply these principles so that if we want to push open a door, that door opens. If we want to push an opponent away, it's the opponent that gets pushed and not us, right? If we're not rooted and grounded, if we're not moving from our Dantian, if we're trying to push like this, that's not an effective push. So as we look at each of these movements today, we're going to find out why we're doing what we're doing. We're going to talk about martial arts applications, but you're also going to find that this gives you the reason to apply some of the other principles as well. Now, we're not going to go through all of the movements. I'm not going to show you all of the martial arts applications. If you're interested in that, our certification has a whole chapter on the martial arts applications, and we actually demonstrate those for you. But we're going to go through a few of the movements today. I'm going to move up to the mirror here. Last week, we talked about rotation, and we talked about it in terms of power, right? And we did deflect, intercept, and punch. And we talked about how that rotational motion gave the punch its power. And that's part of applying the principle of rotation. It's not just to make this movement perfect. It's in order, you need that rotation to give that punch power. So as we do our deflect and we're actually moving someone's hands away, grabbing onto our opponent, and then we pull them in and we punch them. That makes that movement effective, right? Let's look at Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. When we do Fair Lady Works the Shuttle, we hold the ball first. And what is that? When we've talked about that ball of energy, we're gathering energy. We need that energy to come against our opponent. As we do our Fair Lady Works the Shuttle, perhaps something is coming down towards our head and we're blocking something like this. We're making sure it's not going to hit our head, right? We don't want something to hit us. This other hand, it could be a double block like this, or this other hand might be coming into your opponent's face. There's a couple things, there's actually a lot of things going on there. You're gathering your energy, you're using your rotational power to make sure that you have enough energy to block whatever's coming at you and to come into your opponent's face. But you're also doing something where you're finding that optimal distance for your hand, for your arm to be effective against whatever's coming down against it. Because if you do Fair Lady like this, which please don't ever do that. It's not Fair Lady feints. If your hand is this close to you, it's not effective, right? That whatever is coming down is still going to hit me on the head. It's going to hurt me. So I have to have my arm far enough away for it to be effective. I can't have it too far away. What have I just done? I've broken my columns. I'm not moving from my dantian. I am way off balance. So there's that optimal range of where it can be effective. So as we gather that energy, we use our rotation, and we come into our Fair Lady works the shuttle. We can do it on both sides, holding that ball, stepping out, Fair Lady works the shuttle.